To my YouTube channel. This is Tito the Educator, and today I'll be talking to us about day school and boarding school. What's your choice? Okay, I'll be as brief as I can be on this very important topic. Day school and boarding school in the context of secondary school, all right? That's post-primary. What is a day school? A day school is a place where the children go in the morning and come back in the afternoon after having the full curricular and extracurricular activities. Right. While a boarding school is a school that has what a day school has and an additional facilities to lodge the children and have them as children who live in a facility. Right. Now, what do you think about these two? Okay, I've had my own experience as a boarding school, and I won't say a boarding school is better than a day school. No, I won't say that. I think everybody has unique experiences in unique situations under unique circumstances. Right. However, there are some things that you need to consider as a parent when you're taking your child to either a boarding school or a day school. If you're a parent who is available, who you have, maybe you have a bus system to take your child to school in the morning, bring your child back in the afternoon, and you're available to come back not too late, fantastic, go along the day line. However, you're a parent that maybe you're not always around, you travel out of town, or you come back too late at night and you rarely see your child before the child goes to school in the morning, then maybe a boarding school will be better for you if you can afford it. Definitely a boarding school is more expensive than a day school. Now, for your child, you need to start talking to your child earlier than that point of transition. You need to start preparing your child of what it entails. You need to start building a fantastic bond with your child where your child can relate with you and tell you both pleasant things and unpleasant things, okay? So that is the very first point you need to consider. Build a fantastic relationship with your child. Let the child be able to express himself or herself to you. Now, when you go to a boarding school, so many things will be considered. You are meant to pay the fees. You're meant to pay for uniforms, that is uniforms, PE wears, day wears, maybe Sunday wears or religion wears or whatever. A few casual wears, or maybe wears for events that has been planned for the school. All those things will be, you'll be informed about them. And also maybe provisions, you'll be asked to bring a few provisions if it's accepted, or if not, maybe it's already calculated into the school fees. All of that has to be well explained to you as a prospective parent. Okay, so when you get all those done, you take your child to school with the hope and belief that everything will be fine. All right? Because really, it's not easy for any parent to just take a child who has probably never left home before to a facility to be there day and night, without you being present. Even parents do find it a bit unsettling at the beginning, but gently they ease into, realizing the fact that their child or their children is safe where he or she is. So when you do all that, the child will get into the routine of the school by an induction, okay, which should take like 2 weeks or even more than 2 weeks to get the child acclimatized to the new environment, to get the child to bond with a new teacher, and to get the child settled into hostel life. Now, it's very important that the child should have a good channel of communication. The school matron or patron or warden or manager or administrator, whatever name the person is called, is meant to be a mature and experienced person who probably should be a parent himself or herself. I have the reason for saying this because handling teenagers, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, sometimes as much as 50 in a facility is not an easy job. Okay, so it should be something that a mature person, a person who has been trained and constantly. Please do not have somebody who does not receive the current training in handling teenagers man such an office. The reason for saying it is because we learned when we were in school to be more fearful. Okay, we were very choosy. We were very, we were easily, no, I don't want to say this, I don't want to say that. My matron will get upset, but our children now are very expressive. This is not an excuse for being rude or disrespectful. It's just the awareness. This is year 2020. So must be somebody who understands the way these children think, who is able to be free to let them express their opinions. Even at that time, we had some teachers who were gifted, uniquely gifted in, letting children express themselves and loving them, yes, still being very firm. So it must be somebody who you cannot just buy with a tin of milk. Somebody who is not afraid to tell you as a parent, this is what I think you should do for your child during the holiday, or these are the measures I took, or a parent, somebody will be fearful of, just being in that middle, because that person is an important person in your child's life, whether you like it or not. So it's very important, because your child will wake up in the morning and the first contact with an adult will be this special human being who is a school or hostel administrator. Right. So get it right from that point. Make sure the school has a functional boarding facility, hostel facility, clinic facility with an ambulance on site. It is very important. You cannot keep 100 and 200 children in a place and you don't have an ambulance. God forbid, if anything happens to any child and you have to rush the child, you might not have what you need to treat the child with in the dispensary. So you have to take the child to an affiliated hospital where the child will get good care. Okay, so care is very important as it refers to medicals, and also the academic excellence in terms of their night preps, afternoon preps, middle prep, morning prep. All those preps are also very important. While your child can discuss, you can have extra lessons. Most boarding schools have that system where the teacher will come together and have extra lessons, maybe for children who are struggling in one thing or the other. So it's very important, and that's one of the additional benefits of being in a boarding school system. Okay, because you're forced to just do what everybody is doing. You just have to fall into that routine and get what you need to get. Now, one very important thing also is that the boarding school can help your child to develop good social skills, because you're seeing different people from different homes, different backgrounds, and all of that. And learning to manage people is one key thing in life. Okay, even when you grow up and you start working in your company or having your own business, if you're not used to having people in your faces, you're not used to, managing people, it's a disadvantage. Okay, so boarding school could help a child, to build that confidence of managing people, being able to draw the line between friendliness and being bullied. So a child can get bullied both in day school or boarding school, but if a child is able to find his or her feet in a boarding school and be able to resist bullying, I don't think the child can grow up and be bullied anywhere. Sorry, that's my own personal opinion. Because as vulnerable as you might be in a boarding school, if you're able to stand on your rights, you have a good system where if you're bullied, you have channels to go to your counselor, you have channels to talk to your teacher, you have channels to talk to the administrator, you have channels to talk to the nurse, then there will be cases of bullying would drastically reduce. But if it's an ecosystem where the children are not allowed to talk, they're not allowed to express themselves, then you cannot do without being abused or molested. So it's very important for us as parents, have access to your child to call once a week, or your child is allowed to call you once a week. And if your child is not sounding the normal way, that is a red flag. All right. So even if you don't pick up such things, when you come for visiting day, please don't be too excited and just focus on your child alone. Listen to conversations of the other children. Listen to parents conversing. Don't think because the child is explaining something to a parent and it's not your business. It might be your business because your child might be experiencing such, but because you're just too excited, you might not be able to ask questions and probe your own child. Okay, listen to your parents. Ensure to see the school, the hostel manager or the counselor or the medical officer on ground to say, give me what's your feedback about my child. Now some schools have fantastic feedback system, okay, where they are able to where they are able to, give parents feedback maybe every week by emails or through WhatsApp groups or through whatever system it is, or the learning management system, where you can get updates about your child. So whatever the situation is as a parent, make sure you plan your calendar around your child. The drop off and the pick up. The drop off and the pick up. Make sure you are able to pick your child. Observe. There are so many things that you might just even notice by observing without even your child talking. And back to the first point I made earlier, you must have a good bond with your child, where he or she is able to tell you what the experiences for a term or a session or a few weeks have been. Do not be in that denial of, oh, everything is. Be observant. A day school or a boarding school, it is a responsibility of all parties involved. When I mean all, I mean all. Right from the gate man at the gate of the institution to all the licensed personnel in the school, because I want to believe for you to keep children with adults. Those are adults that will not molest your children. Those are adults that will know how to tender to your child, to be able to observe them. Okay, so please, I would say I attended a boarding school. I'm proud to be a product of a boarding school. I had wonderful experiences. I was able to find my own ground. I was able to, maybe because I love to talk, maybe because I'm quite expressive, it was a lot easier for me. Not because I didn't see cases of bullying, not at all. Of course there were cases of bullying, but I was able to find my way around. And I knew some of my mates who did not find their voices until maybe they got to the senior classes. So it depends on a child's personality. But the truth is, whatever personality your child may have, your child doesn't have a right to be abused, or doesn't have a right to be bullied, doesn't have a right to be deprived of the true value of a boarding school system. So peradventure you're a parent and you're thinking now, day school or boarding school? What do I have to say to that? I think it's your choice. Okay, I think it's entirely left for you to do your research. It's left for you to be prayerful about it. Yes, I will say prayers, because you're committing your child's life into unknown people who are not your family members and who are supposed to take care of your child at least close to how you take care of your child, because you're paying money for the service you're getting. So think about it, be prayerful about it, be observant about it, talk to parents, talk to your children, and make sure you have a channel where you can have access to your child, even if it's not physically all the time, but you can speak to your child. Because if you call your child on the phone and your child is not communicating with you or is not sounding in a normal way, that is a red flag. I'm telling you. And you just have to be very observant. So if you still choose to take your children or your child to boarding school, all well and good, if it's suitable for you, because we even have cases of children being abused in their own home sometimes. So you can't be too careful. Okay, everything in life does not work the same way for everybody. I think that should be the conclusion of this video. Some have beautiful experiences as these students, some have horrible experiences as these students, some have fantastic experiences as boarders, some have nasty experiences. But you need to consider your child's well-being, intellectually, emotionally, physically, medically, and whatever it is. Because at the end of the day, you don't want to have a child who will regret ever going to a boarding school. So whatever your choice is, you are entirely entitled to your own decisions. But please make your decisions well. Make sure you have, you've done your research well, and make sure you do all as a parent to be available at the necessary point in time. Even if you're not available, make sure you have people you trust who are able to do that for you. It's very important. If you're not available, because sometimes all of us can be all available throughout the child's life, throughout the child's educational system, because even if you're available at the secondary school level, you can't always be there in university. Isn't it true? But the formative age is very, very important. Get the support system you need. Be as available as much as you can. Be observant. And the most important of it all, have a relationship with your child. Because after secondary school, they are gone. Independence starts. And in the university, come on, you won't try and be visiting like you're visiting a child in secondary school. Thank you very much. Be wise with your decision and keep trying your best as a parent. We know it's not easy, but you can do it. Have a lovely day. Remember to subscribe to my channel, and also please drop your comments below, like my video, and also feel free to share. Thank you. I remain Tito the Educator. See you in my next video. Bye for now.